All right, this is the pre-bid meeting for Perkins Corner Decommissioning, Water Force and Main Interconnections, IFB number 11/13/2024-1400. Bryce Young, our principal engineer, is going to open up with a brief overview, and then we'll open it up for questions. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. This project in a 5,000-foot view is connecting what we call courthouse water system, which is the water system in and around the Kings Highway food line area that extends out to Cormon Road. It will be picking up the water and sewer line there, extending it down to the Hop Yard subdivision for the sewer or water line, and the sewer line will be going to the Hop Yard wastewater treatment plant. This is a 12-inch water main, 10-inch sewer main. And from here, I will turn it over to Jeff Capanos. He is our consulting engineer on the job, and he will lead the rest of this pre-bid.
Okay, thanks, Bryce. Let me see if I can share my screen. I'll ask the organizer to make me the presenter if that's okay. I'm also going to turn.
Jeff, I believe you're muted.
Okay, how's that? Sorry.
That's
all right. Share my screen. Sorry, this one's not as familiar. Okay. Can everyone see this? It's the cover page of the drawings. And Bryce gave a good introduction just for those on the call. And I guess we should back up a little. I do think we should take roll call. I do see some people on here. Bryce, do you have anyone actually at King there with you?
Yes, sir, we do.
Okay, so you've got a list going around for folks that are in person?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. With those on online here, I see a few people, and I guess I can call them out if someone can just record these so we have folks on. And please go ahead and send your email in to Kim Cook if you attended this meeting. I see Tony Gutierrez, sorry, Tony, with Sagres Construction. I see Chris Wooten with WC Spratt. Is there anyone else on this call right now that would like to just mention their name? And again, please feel free to send an email so we get you as a pre-bid meeting attendee. Anyone else on in the virtual world right now or listening in? Okay. Okay, all right. Well, my screen is still being shared. Again, my name is Jeff Capanis with RK&K. Thank you all for attending. This vicinity map is just to reiterate what Bryce already mentioned. And I don't know if the map was shown, but the majority of this work there's about 11,000 linear feet of water main, and there's about 19,000 foot of sanitary force main, 10-inch and 12-inch. Both the water main and force main run parallel to each other along Route 3 or Kings Highway from Comorn Road to Port Conway Road. As you'll see in the drawings or have looked at, they are parallel and not in the VDOT right of way for the majority of it, but parallel through wooded areas, through open areas, through some, you'll see the topography. There are several road borings on this project across Route 3 and also across Port Conway VDOT controlled roads. So you'll see several road borings. The water line does terminate right around the beginning of Port Conway Road, again, as you see on the drawings. The force main does continue on for that additional 8,000 feet down Port Conway Road in parallel utility easement strip, and terminates at the Hop Yard wastewater treatment facility. The other piece in here that is in the drawings is near this area of Route 3. It's near what's called the high school pump station, just east of the King George High School itself. There's about 1,000 feet of force main that needs to go in there to connect some pieces of force main to allow this overall project to make its way all the way to Hop Yard. That is the purpose. We're basically putting in one long force main to go from one facility to the other. But this is a piece that's also included with this contract. And it's got a road bore, as you'll see. It's got some other connections and things like that. So that is the bulk of this. It's a linear project. Again, I won't go through all the drawings. You all have those. There is a couple of the other things that just to kind of hit the highlights. Primarily, King George allows and is specifying 12-inch PVC C900 for the water main, also for the force main PVC C905, as you'll see in the specs, with the exception of the one directional drilling area is along Port Conway Road for the 12-inch force main in there. That will be HDPE. It's about 1,000 foot long, and you'll see that. There is some optional directional drilling in these wooded and wetland areas that the county would like alternate pricing for that. So that would, of course, be HDPE as in lieu of PVC. Other than that, we've got several bores and jacks. There's one altitude pressure reducing valve vault right at the termination point of the water line that you'll see in the details. Most everything else is pretty straightforward, nice linear project. Jumping ahead to the bid form, it is a unit priced total bid form. We do have it separated out between sanitary sewer items and water main, but it will be the successful low bidder will be the lowest qualified and responsive bidder, assuming everything works with budgets and all that good stuff. But you'll see two bid forms that are very detailed. We've got a pretty detailed measurement and payment section, so you see how to price everything up. I will point out right away when I look at this, if I were you all, the two alternate bid items for different types of directional drilling options, one within a larger pipe, within a pipe for casing to cut down on potential clearing and other reasons. Both of these items are alternate bid items. We will clarify in the addendum and need to issue a revised bid form that we don't want you to total these numbers, these up. We will make sure this is clear. If there's any new items, we'll clarify that. It will be the subtotal of everything through item 29 times your unit prices. The alternates will be listed accordingly. So I don't want anyone to be confused on that, because if you add those together, that's obviously going to be a little bit of apples and oranges going on. So that's not the intent. So please know that. You all may have some other questions on the alternate bidding. That's what the bidding process is for. On the water main side, again, same thing, very detailed. And we've broken that out. Also for funding agency purposes, this is being funded through ARPA dollars, both on the VDH water main side and then the DEQ for the force main. And we did mention that in the description. It does appear, we are pretty sure American Iron and Steel and Davis-Bacon may apply to this, so that will be clear in an addendum. I know many of you have been through that, know that how to comply with that. That's the only probably permitting thing. Also with the water form, those two items, 59 and 60, again, those won't be included in the total, but we do ask for pricing on those alternates. So you might see a slightly different revised bid form, but for the most part, it's everything through the items, less alternate. The sum total of the two, water and sewer, will be the determining factor. So these are in the same utility corridors. It's meant to be one contractor doing all this work, and that's how it's structured. So that's the bid form. And the specifications, again, there's some key sections on measurement and payment, those sorts of things. Everything else is pretty straightforward in terms of what you would expect on a utility project. Let me see if there's anything else on. All right, well, there we go. This is just right out of the invitation for bid that you all should make that a little bigger. Okay, so again, I have all the information's here, as Bryce probably pointed out, and it's in the IFB. So pretty clear on here. You all should have seen this. Questions are due by 1 p.m. on November 4th. What we've included so far is the bid form, the drawings you're looking at, the cover page on, the specifications, and then the IFB documents as well. There's also some EJCDC general and supplementary conditions that were posted. And then we do have a geotechnical investigation that will be helpful. I will let you know that shortly, probably early next week, we do have some supplemental geotechnical borings for the road bores, primarily at those pit locations. Those will be going out to the bidders for your all's information to use as you look at that further. But that will be a supplement to attachment D that's already posted. And that is the main thing. The rest of this is in the IFB. The only other thing I want to mention is site visits. We are in the county is in negotiation on several of these parcels for easements, so we do not have permission to go on people's property right now. So the plans are very detailed. It's very easy to tell where wooded is, but you can certainly go to right-of-way points safely, look at things you can, especially along Port Conway, but you cannot go walking through folks' backyards. I want to let you know that we don't have all the easements secured. Those are in negotiation. So again, very detailed flown topo shown with high-level contours. Those notes are on the drawings to show you the parameters, including wetlands areas, have all been identified and shown, and everything. So Bryce, do you have anything to add on the overview or anything I missed related to that? That's the bulk of what I wanted to do. If you want to open it to, if there's anything else logistical before we open it up to questions on in the audience or however.
I don't have anything to add, and I think it'd be best to go ahead and open it up to questions here in person at first. If we have anybody here who would like to ask anything, please approach the mic at the podium and ask away, and be happy to answer any questions. Looks like we don't have any questions in person, so I think it'd be best to I'll turn it over to the guys online. And Jeff, I'll let you lead that part.
Okay. I see someone from WC Spratt online. Do you have anything, Chris, to ask right now?
No questions from Spratt right now.
Okay. I see Tony from Sagres. Any questions, Tony, right now?
Yeah, one thing. It was mentioned earlier in the meeting. Who do we send the email to be added as an attendee?
I would do in the procurement, we had Austin Wessel listed as all inquiries. So that is in the IFB. It's, correct me if I'm wrong, Bryce, but that is what we did list on this one is Austin. And he may be in the audience there, I'm not sure, but A Wessel, AWESSEL at county.kinggeorge.state.va.us. It is in the IFB that I was sharing, and that is on, posted on EBA. I was going to say eBay, but EBA. Yeah, just go ahead and email to him, Tony, just to be sure. We'll try and make sure you guys are happy.
And
does that answer your question? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, thank you.
And we'll add my email into the chat.
That would be great. Yeah, do it there too. Chris, and just make sure you all have your contact information if someone is there in person too. That's fine. It's already there. Okay, and I see a caller one. Was that anyone else have a question? Caller one, I see on the line. I don't know if that's another supporting member. Or are there any other questions? It's another way of putting it on in the virtual world here. Okay, well, I think unless there's other questions, I think everything's spelled out on dates. Please send your questions in through Austin, through that connection. King George will forward questions to RK&K that are ours. We'll collectively be working on responding to those. And again, we will have a first addendum with some of those supplements or those items I mentioned early next week. But that should cover most of what we wanted to do today. So appreciate it. Bryce, you want to close us out on your end and meeting adjourned?
I appreciate everybody coming out, and if there's no further questions, comments, concerns, we will conclude this meeting. Thank you, everybody.